Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Stink King Sports. I'm your host, Nicholas Stink King, and today is Super Bowl Sunday. We have a very intriguing matchup. A match that we've seen earlier this season between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are led by quarterback Tom Brady, who's chasing his 7th Super Bowl ring, versus the young, dominant quarterback Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. And I'm just going to hump right on into it. I'm going to go over what I think is going to happen throughout the course of the game, who I think is going to win and by how much. So I'll start off with, I think that the Chiefs are going to win this football game. And I think it's going to be a greater than 2-possession game. I think Kansas City offensively matches up very well against Tampa Bay's defense. Tyreek Hill is going to be a tough matchup for the Buccaneers to stop him. They had trouble stopping him last year. Let up over 200 receiving yards in the first quarter against this man. Tyreek Hill's an absolute dominant an absolute dominant player. And then you have a tight end like Travis Kelce, who's going to be sitting in the middle of the field, always willing and waiting to make some catches, some important grabs. I think Mahomes' skills outside the pocket and under pressure are going to throw Tampa Bay's defense off, who Tampa Bay does have an elite defense. They have a great front seven. Devin White is emerging as one of the best middle linebackers in the league. However, I just don't see I see when Mahomes goes off script, Tampa Bay is going to be in some trouble. He'll be able to make plays, especially if Watkins plays. It gives him a solid number 2 wide receiver. You have McCole Hardman as well. There's so much they can do offensively. And their defense is pretty good as well. You have Chris Jones and Tyrann Mathieu. Sorensen's been playing well recently. Rashad Breeland has been playing well recently. Their defense is good enough to stop, I believe, Tom Brady's passing game. If Antonio Brown does play, I think it should be a little bit more of an interesting game because of the triple threat wide receiver that the Buccaneers can offer with Evans, Godwin, and Brown. I do think the Buccaneers have a far better run game than the Chiefs with Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones. However, I think the Chiefs are going to be able to plug that pretty well with, like I said, Chris Jones and Dee Ford. I think a lot of this game is going to rely on the quarterback play. Obviously, it is a big game. I think Brady's going to play really well. However, against the Packers, he threw 3 interceptions, and nobody seems to be talking about that. The Packers really didn't capitalize on those whatsoever. Brady threw 3 interceptions, and I think he's going to throw at least 1 today, no doubt. And I think the Chiefs will capitalize on that because they've been so hard to stop. We saw how they looked against the Bills. They were down 0-0, and they never slowed down after that. It wasn't even close. Their offense was just so powerful against the Bills. And then I just think with the Buccaneers turning the ball over in recent games, a lot of their points coming off of turnovers. We saw the Saints game. The Saints had 4 turnovers, and they only won by 10 points. To me, it seems like the Buccaneers have gotten very lucky. Yes, they're a very good team, but the Chiefs have just been doing it. They've been manhandling teams. The Chiefs' defense is good. The Chiefs' offense is one of the best we've ever seen. Let's not kid ourselves. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is a great RPO running back, fits great into Andy Reid's system. And the Buccaneers, they have a great passing game, but they've been turning the ball over. Chris Godwin has had stone hands. And their running game got clogged up pretty decently last week, so I think the Chiefs are going to win by, I would say 14 points. I'm going to go with a score of 34-20 just to start it off. I'm going to go to 38-20. I think it's going to be 38-20 or 38-24. That's my final score. I think the Chiefs are going to control most of this game. The Buccaneers are going to keep trying to make pushes, and they'll go away with either nothing or field goals. I think Andy Reid is a far better coach than Bruce Arians. Andy Reid has been in positions like this before, far more experienced. Yes, of course, they have Tom Brady. And Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback ever, but I think it's Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs' time. I think they go back-to-back. I think they beat Brady. And I think it's a 2-touchdown game. I really do. I think the Chiefs' offense is going to be far too much. We saw they obliterated the 49ers defense in the fourth quarter last year to pull away in that Super Bowl. And this Buccaneers defense is nowhere like that, and this Chiefs' offense is nowhere like that as well. So I am going to pick the Kansas City Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. I got the Chiefs minus 3.5, obviously. And I'm looking forward to a good game. I hope it is a good game. I hope the Chiefs do win by 4. But I don't think it's going to be that close. So that is my prediction for the Super Bowl. Chiefs win. I'm going to go with the final score 38-24. That sounds pretty nice. I think the over will hit. But like I said, Kansas City's offense is going to be way too much for Tampa Bay's offense and defense. They're going to score. Opening drive, I think they're going to score nonstop. I really do. Once the Bucks get stopped, it's going to be tough business for them. I really think the Chiefs are going to just dominate on the offensive side of the football. I'm excited. I'm a big Mahomes fan, big Tyreek fan, big Travis Kelce fan. I mean, obviously they are some of the most entertaining players to watch. Brady, greatest quarterback of all time, but I think it's Mahomes' time, and I think it's time we see him shine to win a second Super Bowl ring. If I had to give you an MVP prediction, I'm going to go with Tyreek Hill. I think it's a little off the wall. It's a little more exciting than just saying Patrick Mahomes. Tyreek Hill did cook him for 200 some yards in the opening game. I think if he gets close to 130, 140, 150, and like one or two touchdowns, he could get the MVP easily. I think so. I'm going to go with Tyreek. I'm going to have a little fun with it. I'll say Tyreek Hill MVP. And then just in other sports news that has happened over the past couple of days, Matthew Stafford, the longtime first overall pick Lions quarterback, has been traded to the Los Angeles Rams in exchange for Jared Goff, 2 first-round picks and a third. Am I the only one who thinks the Lions won this trade? I mean, they're not winning anytime soon, obviously. I mean, they stink. The Lions are horrible. The Rams, yes, they have got an opportunity to win right now. I mean, they have the defense, and now they have the quarterback. Goff was turning the ball over way too much. They have the defense, and now they have the quarterback. So that is great for the Rams. But, I mean, the Lions got a comparable quarterback in Jared Goff. They got 2 future first-round picks and a third. I think that's a great deal. They let off trying to ask for Aaron Donald, which they knew that was not going to happen. But you see that they pulled out 2 first and a third, and Jared Goff. Jared Goff can be trading fodder in a couple weeks, couple years. So I think the Lions. I think it's a pretty good trade for both teams. I think the Lions personally won it. Do those 2 first-round picks and what they can do with them. So. Matthew Stafford making the Rams a Super Bowl contender for next year. It's going to be exciting to watch. Speaking of the Rams and speaking of just awards in general, the Rams, Aaron Donald won Defensive Player of the Year. Let's go over the NFL Honors Awards. Aaron Donald won Defensive Player of the Year. I'm not upset at that pick. A lot of people are saying TJ Watt should have won it. If I had to make my prediction, I would have said TJ Watt would have won it. I mean, he was an outside linebacker. Balled out this year on a fantastic Steelers defense that really crumbled in the past couple weeks, but he led the league in sacks, tackle for losses, QB hits. He outdid Donald in tackles, intercept, everything like that. However, people keep making the argument that Aaron Donald was triple teamed on most plays, and yes, they are right. Aaron Donald is the biggest named defensive player in the league, and he still was only a sack and a half behind TJ Watt. So I'm not upset at that pick whatsoever. Aaron Donald is a great defensive player. He's the best defensive player in the league. He's on the rise for top 5 all time, top 10 all time. I mean, this man is an absolute monster. Definitely already a future Hall of Famer. I mean, Aaron Donald is fantastic. TJ Watt, yes, he is an outside linebacker. Wasn't as double teamed or triple teamed nearly as much as Aaron Donald was, but you would see him drop back in coverages and small coverages or QB spies, which I guess could counter that argument, but I would have chosen TJ Watt. They gave it to Aaron Donald, and it is what it is. I'm not upset at the pick, but I would have picked TJ. The MVP was Aaron Rodgers. No debate. Deserved it. He was if the Packers didn't have him, they were a 10-6 best at best team, probably around 9-7, 8-8. So I think Rodgers easy MVP. Defensive Rookie of the Year easy. Chase Young. I don't know who else you'd put there. Offensive Rookie of the Year, I would have chose Justin Jefferson, but they gave it to Justin Herbert. Jefferson, broke the rookie receiving yards record. Had a great year for receivers. Already being talked about as a top 5. I don't think he's that good yet, but they gave it to Herbert. And yeah, I guess. But you saw Jefferson competing with Dalvin Cook, and he completely surpassed Adam Thielen as the number 1 wide receiver on the Vikings team. So I had to give it to Jefferson. I think he was a more impactful player than Herbert. Herbert seemed to. I just think Jefferson was a better player. I think he's a better player. I think he had a better season, a more memorable season. So I would have given it to Justin Jefferson. And then with Comeback Player of the Year, Alex Smith, no doubt in my mind he should have won it. I mean, that's fairly straightforward. He should have won that award. And then finally, we have the Offensive Player of the Year, Derrick Henry, 2,000-yard rusher. Most definitely. He was my runner-up for MVP this year. I don't know where he finished. Honestly, my prediction was Russell Wilson. He won Walter Payton Man of the Year award, but Derrick Henry, absolute baller. deserves every ounce at an Offensive Player of the Year. And finally, we're going to go over the fact that the Dodgers are looking like they're about to win their second World Series in a row after signing Trevor Bauer to a 3-year, $105 million deal with a third-year option to opt out. I mean, that's just absolutely nuts. Trevor Bauer is now swimming in money. I mean, he's going to make $40 million this year and $45 million next year. I mean, that is just absolutely nuts to me. The Dodgers are looking like they're about to redo their World Series crown. I mean, they're plus 350 favorites right now, and it doesn't look like anybody's going to stop them this year with that pitching staff. I mean, they're thinking about trading David Price, and I can see why, but I mean, you guys still got Kershaw, Buehler, and now you have Trevor Bauer, so man, oh man, oh man. Poor NL. Poor National League. So that's all I have for you today, folks. Once again, Chiefs will win today, 38-24. I'm excited for this game. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Enjoy Super Bowl Sunday, and I'm out. Peace.